Man, in this video, I'm going to show you the one token in my portfolio that is absolutely exploding. Polygon Matic up 250% from its June lows. We've benefited hugely, but in this video, I'm going to show you that it is only just getting warmed up. In the charts, I'm going to share with you a chart pattern which normally triggers a big move to the upside. At the same time, I'm going to show you some fundamentals which back up this claim that Polygon Matic is only just beginning, and anybody who is doubting it is making a huge mistake. Don't forget to subscribe. Check out the links in the description. If you want to buy any cryptocurrency, including Matic, you can do so using BYBIT or BitGet. Links in the description. Now, take the measured move up here around 240% here from the June lows. Insane move, but it is just getting started. We're sitting here at $1.16, almost $1.17, and a lot of people in the lead up to Ethereum 2.0 said, well, what's going to happen to Polygon Matic? We're not going to need Polygon Matic. And I came out and I said repeatedly that that is not going to be the case. Ethereum 2.0 is going to be great for Polygon, and anybody who understands how layer 2 technologies work will be hugely invested in this space. I've made a few videos. I'll link those up here for you guys to catch up on, but I'm going to share with you a technical pattern which is showing that this is just the start. Now, if you take a look, what started this local run up that we've seen over the last few days, that is because Instagram has finally started to now allow minting of NFTs natively using the Polygon network. This is huge. Guys, a lot of people don't understand what is the Matic token used for, right? Everybody knows it's a layer 2 solution, but they don't understand what is the actual Matic token used for. When you're on Polygon, you can pay for things in Ethereum, right? But you need Matic for the transaction fees, and the transaction fees are far lower. That's the whole point of layer 2, to scale, right? You transact on the layer 2 blockchain, and you post a receipt back into Ethereum in this case. That's how layer 2 works. Again, if you want to catch up on layer 2 technologies, watch this video here. The Matic token is needed. The more transactions that happen, this is huge for Polygon. And now you're opening up to a network such as Instagram, which has over 2 billion monthly users with native imagery. We know that NFT is all about imagery, and if you've got this native place for creators to be able to monetize their best posts and mint them into NFTs on the Polygon network, thereby requiring Matic to burn as fees, then at that point, that is creating huge demand for Polygon Matic, which is one of the reasons we're seeing it move. But more than that, Polygon Matic really has been the standout performer in terms of getting work done during this bear market. Nobody can look at Polygon and say we've done better than them during the bear market. The partnerships they've been able to mass, whether it's Meta, whether it's with Instagram here, whether it's with Starbucks, which is what they're working on, Reddit. I mean, here they're creating over $1.8 billion in royalties alone using Reddit, right? This is insane. Nearly 3 million Reddit Polygon NFTs in existence to date per data aggregated on June. So the amount of partnerships they're doing with huge big brands just goes to show that they know what they're doing, and this is a really good piece of work and a really positive year in otherwise what has been a very challenging climate here for Polygon Matic. So from a fundamental perspective, we're looking really good, and that keeps me building my conviction on having Matic and continuing to dollar cost average here in my portfolio. And I've been really fortunate enough to be buying during this June period. You guys know, if you're on our member live streams as well, we've been accumulating this, and it's been a really good mainstay of our portfolio. I've been talking about this coin for many years, and this continues to be a powerful mover. Is it too late? Now, whilst I will never condone chasing green candles, you always want to look for coins to bounce back to support, which I'll show you shortly. One thing we can see, which I have to share with you, is something called a golden crossover. I bring out the 200 moving average, the simple moving average, not the exponential one, and I bring out the 50 period. Now, if you don't understand what a simple moving average crossover is, you've got to check out my free TA course, ijaz.uk/TA. Link is in the description. It's completely free. Won't be free forever, right? And no other trader out there is posting 10 years worth of traditional finance and crypto knowledge in one course for you to watch over the weekend, right? So go check that out. And in there, I share this strategy with you. This is called a golden crossover. And had you executed here on this basic crossover, you would have already benefited from the peak to peak of 60%. Tell me that is not a great trade there on your short-term position with no leverage. So if you want to make these trades, links in the description, take advantage of some of these movements. This is a very basic crossover strategy, and you could have traded that. But on the longer term time frame, anytime the shorter time frame, the 50 moving average, this purple here, crosses back above the longer term one, this normally signals a big move to come here on the daily time frame. So this is really positive to look at. Remember, the opposite of this, if the purple was to cross below the blue one, is called a death cross. So this one we're looking at is called a golden cross. This is the bullish case and normally sets up a nice big move. Now, you've already seen the beginning of that, obviously with the news of Instagram and the NFT minting on Polygon, but this is setting up for a nice big move here. Now, what are our key levels? Well, let's take off these moving averages for a second, and I want to bring out our EMA ribbon. Now, when I say I don't want to chase, I don't like chasing green. For me personally, if you didn't manage to accumulate in these beautiful levels, if you weren't around, you want to wait for support. Always wait for it to cool down. Buy on red days and sell on green days, right? Sounds simple, but that's what you want to do. A lot of people will be FOMOing in here. They'll be watching this video. They'll be reading the articles. Oh, look, partnership with Instagram, and they want to buy into the green. No, be patient. The hype will rotate over in a couple of days. People won't be talking about Polygon. It'll come cool down here on its EMA ribbon, and there's where you want to execute, right? And generally, if you can give yourself that kind of rule of waiting for things to come back into the EMA ribbon, you're going to do well. If you're the person that's constantly buying here and buying along the bottoms, you're going to do far better than somebody that's constantly chasing the rips. That's not what you want to do here. Obviously, not financial advice. So that's something we're looking at for here. Now, what are the key levels here on Polygon Matic? Well, to the downside, it's probably want to collect some support at $1.04. I know that seems like a long way down here, but it does need to collect some support. That's an important level from historical levels of resistance, right? So you want to turn it into support. So that's the first level. The next level I look for is, does it want to come all the way into its EMA ribbon at 95, 96 cents? That one's less likely, but if you could pick it up, that'd be a lovely little nibble there for me. And then to the upside, what are we looking for? Where can we get to here on Polygon Matic? And if we zoom out here, I want to remind you guys, it's going to get a little bit messy here, chart there. And what I've done is I've got my Fibonacci ratio from swing low to swing high. And I've always shared these price targets with you. For me, a very comfortable base target for Polygon Matic, considering I was buying at the lows here as well. And obviously we were buying well into in 2021 and 2020. What we'd like here is for it to get to $1.94 to $2, which even right now, if you're buying, to double up your money on something which has become a more stable, easier to have conviction in play like Polygon Matic, is a great risk to reward. I mean, they're now making huge partnerships. This is, for me, a blue chip. And you'll see me refer to things like Matic as a blue chip because it's far more stronger than, let's say, a Phantom or an Algorand in terms of its credibility, in terms of its legacy, right? That's, if that's a word, legacy. So that's the level I'd be looking at, is that $1.94 to $2 mark. Then I'd be looking at all-time highs at $2.90. Now, what's impressive is this move. I mean, the fact that you're this far off your June lows, where Bitcoin is only slightly away from its June lows. If I show you, this is the relative chart on Bitcoin. This is where Bitcoin is versus June lows. Look at the difference. Matic is like up here relatively. It's had a nice big move. So relative strength is really important. And one thing you now need to take into account is when Bitcoin gets moving, Matic is going to explode a lot more because everybody is waiting to allocate. And I will not be surprised if huge institutions are looking to invest in Matic as well. At the moment, we're seeing the big brands partner with Matic, which is huge. That will also get the eye of the institutional investors who want to invest as well, which could be really, really interesting when that starts to come on the radar in a bigger way. Then, what is my Fibonacci extension price target? Well, my next target here is for us to get to that $4.50 mark, which is still a beautiful risk to return from where we're at now. It's still between a 3.5 and 4x to get to this golden ratio on our Fibonacci extension. So really excited about my position in Polygon Matic. Definitely one I would recommend you do some research on. Try to build your conviction, be patient, wait for it to cool off at support, and think about a strategy for how you want to build a position. That's the key. This is not, watch this video and FOMO in. That's not how investing works. Do your research, build your own conviction, set key levels. If it gets to this price, I want to nibble. If it gets to this price, I want to nibble, and then start building your position. How much of your portfolio do you want to allocate to it? Right? I know what percentage of my portfolio I want for layer ones. And then I know within all my layer twos, what percentage do I want? And within that, how much is Matic going to have? How much is Loopering going to have? Are any other layer twos? What about Optimism? Right? And if you want to watch all those, video up here breaking down all the different layer 2 competitors. But in my opinion, Matic is head and shoulders easily number one in terms of a layer 2 solution. Just looking to get some exposure to layer 2, definitely research Polygon Matic would be my non-financial advice for you. Now, we've got a huge week coming up, and this is going to set the catalyst for where crypto is heading. I think a lot of people are underestimating how important a week we are having, and that is why we're seeing some nerves here in the market. We're seeing Bitcoin down slightly today, 0.3%, just settling off here after a decent week here. You can see nice 3 weeks in a row here of positive candles. We're trying to form this big W pattern, but what have we got going on this week? What have we got going on? A lot. Monday, we got Fed Collins speaking. Okay, so we start off with Fed Collins, and then we've got Fed Mester speaking later on as well. Tuesday, the midterm elections. Yes, all at stake in the midterm elections. So make sure you're paying attention to the midterm elections, depending on who gets elected. Again, this is not a politics channel. This is investing and crypto channel, but depending on who gets nominated in for the House and the Senate, again, I'm not American, will have an effect on who's pro and anti-crypto. So something we do need to be keeping one eye on. More important, in my opinion, for in the immediate future, in terms of any trades you guys have open, you want to be looking at Thursday, because we will be getting the much anticipated CPI reading. Yes, is inflation coming down? Remember, this is what the Fed looks like. They look at CPI, they look at PCE inflation. So we need to be looking at CPI on Thursday. Again, big market moving number that comes out on Thursday. We will be covering it here on this channel. So big week here in terms of macros. We will be looking at the wider market. Can Bitcoin create its fourth in a row positive week? And we've not done that for a very long time. If you go back here, we've not had 4 positive weeks since, let's go back, let's take a look here, our run up. Okay, so we've not seen that in a very, very long time, since this period here after the summer lows of 2021. So last time we had 4 weeks in a row positive, we ran from our lows of 29 up to 69,000 on Bitcoin. Could history be repeating itself? Can we pull off a 4th week in a row? Or are we showing some strength before some more weakness? This is what we need to look for. RSI looks like it's at a decent level, right? We're not in overbought territory here. So we've definitely, on a weekly scale, got plenty of room to move up and start trying to form this W pattern. But we've got a lot of important macroeconomic elements to watch out for this week. No doubt I'll be walking through with you guys on daily videos how the market reacts to all this data coming out. Guys, don't forget to smash the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Check out this video here, and I'll see you in the next one.